Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Greater Miami Expressway Agency February 2026 board meeting. I would like to call our meeting to order at 9:02 a.m. I ask board member Peterman to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. You may be seated. Board Secretary, please conduct the roll call of board members.
Yes, good morning. Board Member Blanco,
Present.
Board Member Iglesias,
Present.
Board Member Peterman,
Present.
Board Member Rigaud,
Present.
Treasurer Cancio is on her way. Vice Chair Pages,
On the line.
Chair Perez.
Present. Next, I would like to set the agenda. The agenda has been distributed to all board members. Are there any requested corrections or additions to the agenda?
I'll move to adopt.
Okay, the agenda is adopted.
Second.
Next, we have
Second.
the declaration of voting conflicts. Board members, please advise if you have any conflicts today based on the items listed on consent or regular agenda. Guess that's a no. Next up is public comments. If any member of the public wishes to address the board, you will be given 3 minutes to speak. Mr. Garcia, do we have any members of the public signed up to address the board this morning?
Yes, Madam Chair, I believe we have one speaker, Mr. David Weston.
Mr. Weston, welcome back.
In November and December, you've seen some of the progress of our work, which is to develop friendly, entertaining, and educational messages on our electronic signboards. And I've been making progress with the DOT, and I appreciate the cooperation that they've given. I'll meet later this month with the DOT, and I'm going to discuss some new ideas and some new messages, particularly related to speeding, because there's new laws in Florida about speeding that a lot of people don't know or understand. And as a driver of a sports car, I understand it very well. In my meeting with DOT, though, they're totally against any messages in Spanish. And let's talk about that for a moment. More than a year ago, it had been determined that the GMX has their own ability to craft their own messages, their own independent messages. And here in Dade County, 47% of the population are Spanish. So I think we need to have some Spanish messages. And I had suggested at the last meeting, Feliz Navidad, which is almost an Anglo message. People understand that. But there are a number of messages that I think that would make sense. We also have to have the ability during an emergency or a critical condition to also display messages in Spanish, because half the people here in South Florida are Spanish. So this roadblock I'm going to discuss with the DOT and measure my next steps, and I'd like your support on that. Other than that, thank you for the time.
Thank you, Mr. Watson, as always.
Any questions?
Any questions from the board?
Thank you.
All right, next on our agenda is item 7, which is approval of the meeting minutes from our prior board meeting in December. Board members, have you had an opportunity to review the minutes from the December board meeting?
Yep.
Yes.
I'll move adoption of the minutes.
Second.
I second.
Okay, any final discussion? All in favor of approval of the motion, say aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Opposed, say nay. Motion passes. We will now move on to item 8, the consent agenda. Our general counsel shall read the consent agenda items into the record.
Madam Chair, there are 2 travel approval items on the consent agenda. First is travel for Executive Director Garcia, May 2 to 5, 2026, to attend the IBTTA Technology Summit in Orlando, Florida. And second, travel for Executive Director Garcia, May 21 to 22, 2026, to attend the Team Florida quarterly meeting in Bonita Springs. That's all, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any final discussion? All in favor of approval of the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Okay, so now we'll proceed to item X, which is actually 9. The regular agenda, I ask our executive director to introduce item A in today's regular agenda.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Item A on today's agenda is presented to the board for approval of a contract award to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, AUM Construction, Inc. On November the 12th, 2025, GMX released invitation to bid number ITB-26-03. This ITB was released seeking bids from qualified contractors to provide construction services for the State Road 878 LED roadway lighting conversion project. The work will consist of the removal and disposal of all components of the existing road corridor high-pressure sodium lighting system and the installation of a smart lighting system for the corridor using LED lighting instead of HPS lighting. And I will ask our Chief Operating Officer to provide additional background to the board on this item.
Good morning, board members.
Good morning.
So this item is basically to replace all the lighting on State Road 878. Currently, it's finished its life cycle, and we tried retrofitting, but unfortunately, due to the bases and the type that's there now, we were forced to install new lighting system. And given the fact that they're in the median right now, it requires us to close one of the lanes of traffic every time we need to service one of the lights. So there was a design that was put out and it was already completed. And so this is for the construction services of removing the lighting system in the median of State Road 878 and installing new lighting system on the outside. In addition, we wanted to go to smart lighting, so that gives us the ability to monitor the lights here at headquarters and be able to dispatch the appropriate maintenance responses when we see any sort of issues or troubleshooting the light here without the need of having to go into field and monitor the lights on a continual basis. So, and like it was mentioned in November, there was an ITB that was released. There was 5 firms that put in for it. 2 of the firms were new firms that had never done work with GMX prior. And the lowest bid was AUM Construction at 19% below the engineer's estimate. We did do a bid analysis and we did confirm with them that the few items that we saw that were slightly lower than the engineer's estimate, that they are willing to do the work as bid. This contract also has a 10% small business participation, and we're comfortable moving forward with the award of this contract.
Are there any questions or discussion from the board on this item?
I have a question.
Board Member Blanco, you're recognized.
Thank you. The total includes the actual lights, or that's a separate?
No, everything. This is all included. So this
And
is
I believe-
removal, installation, any sort of ancillary items like landscaping,
Okay.
conduit,
And
et cetera.
I believe I asked this when we had our briefing. The kind of bulbs that we're using are bulbs that have been tested. I think they're DOT approved or whatnot.
Right,
To make sure
so-
that we don't have like purple lighting in a year's time.
Yeah, we're going away from high pressure sodium lights, which is what we typically used on highway systems in the past, and these are transitioning to LED lights. We're speccing FDOT approved APO product, so they have to be tested and approved, and they're also, like I mentioned, smart components, so they are talking to each other.
Okay.
And then obviously there's a warranty, so if should anything happen, there's a warranty period on them.
Do we know what the average lifespan of these bulbs are?
The new LED ones are supposed to last, I want to say it's 7 to 10 years. We've seen some that have reached more. We've seen some that have less.
And how long is the warranty for?
In this particular contract, I'm not 100% sure. I want to say it's 3 or 5 years, but I can get back to you with the exact number.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Claudia, are there any impacts on the utility, like on the fiscal impact of savings on these new lights? Like,
Yes, we've done an analysis throughout the whole system. You're seeing about a 30% decrease in terms of electricity consumption.
okay.
However, most of our lights are on a flat rate, so I don't. There's definitely gonna be some efficiencies. I think a lot of the efficiencies you're gonna see here is more the maintenance because they're smart lighting. We don't have to have an inspector going out there all the time to make sure that the lights are on or working, and we can troubleshoot them from here directly.
Okay. Is there
Oh, I love the 19% below estimate.
same? Thank you. And you said, just to reiterate, because I know we've been harping on this, where I have someone new doing business with the agency, so that's always good.
Correct.
All right. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move. Second.
Second. Any final discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. Motion passes. Mr. Garcia, please introduce item B on our regular agenda.
Yes, Madam Chair. Item B today is a contract award to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, J. Maury Painting. On October the 30th, 2025, GMX released invitation to bid number ITB-26-06, seeking bids from qualified contractors to provide painting of system-wide open road tolling gantry structures. The work to be performed by the contractor will consist of spot repairs, surface treatment, and overcoating activities for 26 gantry structures, each one containing 1 or 2 toll zones throughout the GMX system, resulting in a total of 36 toll zone locations. Once again, I would ask our COO to provide additional background for the board on this item.
This item has been through several iterations. The original project was contemplated with taking down the tolling equipment in order to paint, pressure wash, clean, remove all the paint, and then paint it. But that was going to result in a very high revenue loss, exceeding the actual cost of the project. So we went back to the drawing board and we went through several iterations. We reached out nationwide. And it actually seems like we're one of the first agencies, if not the first, to do this type of work, where we're repainting a gantry that has our tolling equipment. I'm happy to say that our team really worked hard and we found some good solutions. So basically, we put out an ITB where we will be painting all of the signature structures and all the gantries without having to remove any of the tolling infrastructure. There's going to be definitely some closures that will be done at night in the lowest traffic. We're going to start from the easiest ones, the easiest ramps, so we can get things going and understand the process properly, and then we'll work our way up to the most difficult gantries like 57th Avenue and 874. We released an ITB in October, and we received 3 bids. And the lowest bid was only 0.69% below the engineer's estimate. And the firm that is the lowest bid was J. Maury Painting. They're a very reputable company. They've done work all over Miami-Dade County, the state. They do work for DOT. They're the ones that painted Section 5 and 874 for us. So we're recommending to move forward with this contract at a value of $4.1 million.
Okay, are there any questions or comments on the item?
I'll move the item.
Second. Any final discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. Motion passes. Mr. Garcia, please introduce item C on our regular agenda.
Yes, item C today is related to item A. It is a motion to approve the Technical Evaluation Committee's recommendation to enter into a contract with the highest ranked proposer, Azimuth 360 Consulting Group, for CEI services. On October the 15th, 2025, GMX released Request for Qualifications RFQ-26-02, seeking proposals from qualified firms to provide professional services for the construction, engineering, and inspection services on ITB 26-03 for State Road 878, LED roadway lighting conversion. So this item is actually related to item A that we discussed previously. And Mr. Diaferia, I would ask you to provide more information for the board.
Correct. So this is to oversee the work that was just approved by the board for item A. This is the construction engineering services to oversee the actual construction and administration of the project. So there were 7 firms that submitted proposals. 3 of the 7 were actually new firms that for the first time proposing as a prime with GMX. And there was a 3-panel selection committee, 2 from GMX, 1 from FDOT. Ultimately, they ranked all the proposals, and the highest ranked proposal in this case was Azimuth 360. And this is tied to the construction time, so this is a not to exceed amount of 1.355 million, and it also includes a 5% small business participation.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the item?
Madam Chair.
Board Member Peterman, you're recognized.
Yeah, I had a concern that the proportion of the CEI versus the actual construction project was high. It was, I think, almost 19%. And I'd like to see if the staff can give us, they gave me an explanation I was good with, but I'd like for them to explain on the record why the CEI was so high as compared to the construction cost.
Right. So historically, we compare and we do analyses based on construction cost. In this case, obviously, the bigger the job is, you have scales, right? So the bigger the job, you're looking at more towards the 10% mark, 10 to 12% mark. In smaller jobs like this, especially very specialized work, you do see numbers in the high teens, low 20s. It's just the nature of the work, because sometimes you can't cut an inspector in half, right? There's a minimum level of effort that is needed in order to run the project and oversee the work. This is also a specialty project, so you need lighting and ITS specialty inspectors. We did do the numbers, and they did work out, because again, you can't really have half of an inspector or half of a project administrator. But again, this is a not to exceed amount of 3.55 million, and it's going to be negotiated once we actually understand the schedule of the contractor. So it could go down.
Does the nature of the project make a difference in CEI? I'm used to, in my city, doing a lot of drainage work.
Yes.
So drainage versus roadway work, does the nature of the work?
When you calculate the overhead, right, the percentages for the multipliers, there is a component for complexity of the project, yes. And then obviously we try to tailor it, right? You'll have less stuff at the beginning when you're ramping up, and then it's really, it's driven by the contractor's schedule. So when they're hot and heavy, then you'll have more inspectors on, and then towards the tail end of the job, you'll start bringing it back down, and it's really just processing the paperwork to do the final closeout.
Thank you.
Are there any other comments? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second. Any final discussion? All in favor say yea. Opposed say nay. Motion passes. I now ask Mr. Garcia to introduce item D in our regular agenda.
Yes, Madam Chair. Item D today is presented to the board for a motion to approve a contract award to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, JVA Engineering Contractor, Inc. On November the 25th, 2025, GMX released invitation to bid number ITB-26-09, seeking bids from qualified contractors to provide construction services for State Road 112 auxiliary lanes. This work consists of construction services including labor, materials, equipment, traffic control, and incidentals necessary for the widening of eastbound State Road 112 between Northwest 27th Avenue and Northwest 22nd Avenue along the outside lane and acceleration lane to provide an additional eastbound lane from Northwest 27th Avenue entrance ramp to the exit ramp on Northwest 22nd Avenue. The intent of this project is to improve traffic safety and operational efficiency. Our COO will provide additional background. Claudio?
So this is a project to address a safety and weaving concern that we have there. So we're going to be adding an auxiliary lane to basically eliminate or reduce the amount of weaving and enhance safety in the area. I'm very happy about this selection. Of the 7 firms that submitted a bid, 5 of the 7 have never done work with GMX before. I think this is a testament to, I think, our outreach efforts and procurement efforts to really try to get new bidders in place. And I also think the effort that we did about a year ago to really streamline and make the bidding process a lot easier and more similar to FDOT as well. So I'm really happy. And then lastly, this is another project that the lowest bid came in at 4.62% below the engineer's estimate. So out of the 4 contracts today, all of them are either at or below the engineer's estimate, which we discussed last time at the board meeting. The curve we're finally kind of catching up, and we're feeling more comfortable with our engineering estimates. The company that is the lowest bidder is JV Engineering Contractors, and they've done work. They've done a lot of work for FDOT. Again, first time with GMX. I've worked with them personally, and I had a very good experience with them. Our bids were very competitive. If you look between the first and second, there was only a $29,000 difference. So we felt comfortable with what was submitted. And this contractor includes a 10% small business and a 10% local business requirement on the contract.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the item?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yeah, board member.
I just want to echo Claudio's sentiments. I think 7 bidders is a really healthy number for these types of contracts. And so the fact that there were bids that were competitive and close to each other, with the winning bid being JVA, I think is a good sign. So just wanted to add that comment. Thanks.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Is there a second? Okay, any final discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Now I ask Mr. Garcia to introduce item D on a regular agenda.
Yes, the last item on our regular agenda for today is the board's approval of an award of underwriting services to qualified firms for bond financing. And I will ask our Chief Financial Officer, Sandy Bridgman, to provide background information for the board on this item.
Good morning, board members. We're very happy to bring this motion to the table. We are seeking your approval to move forward with the underwriting services for the refunding of MDX bonds. We've been doing a lot of work in legally transferring names and doing everything we need to do for from MDX to GMX, and this is a large piece of it. So the timeline for the refunding, we're holding it to April, and as a result, we asked our financial advisor to do the RFP, and it was done. It was based on the county's competitively bid 2024 underwriting services. It's required by the statute also. So there were about 22 companies, and only 14 were able to work on items that are more than 900 million, and this is one of them. The PFM did their RFP, and we obtained about 14 proposals. We reached out to 14 companies, and the 11 brought back their proposal. And there was a panel made of the COO, CFO, and the deputy CFO, along with the financial advisor. And we assessed and we looked at the pool, and we decided that a pool of 6 people would be really good for us. It's made up of senior managers and co-managers, 3 of each. So we picked 6 firms that will be able to help us. And the reason why we need underwriters, for people who don't know, is because we want to go in force, and we want to get the most expert opinion that we have on the market to deal with the pricing, all the stability that we want to guarantee in the execution of this refunding and make it successful. So with the 6 firms that we have decided to put in front of you for approval, we think we can do just that and meet the timeline that we've put together for ourselves for April of 26.
Are there any questions or comments?
Yes.
Board Member Conti, you're recognized.
CFO, can you explain how this board would work, having 6 different entities? It would be a panel. How would decisions be made?
So the group itself works very closely with the financial advisor and the bond counsel. So refunding is what we talked about, but there are other things that need to be done, the trust indenture and disclosures, and there's a slew of all items. It's not just market pricing, and it's increasing up the pool, the market pool, to go after investors and introducing our bonds. We've been out of the market for a long time, so we need that level of expertise to go in and kind of sell it again, and not to just outstanding bondholders, but to other bondholders as well. And it cannot just be done with one person. And we do have the senior managing, the lead ones are going to be the ones that are going to be the seniors, and then we have co-managers as well.
So who are going to be the 3 seniors?
So the 3 seniors are going to be Bank of America, Barclays Capital, and Jefferies. And the co-managers are going to be J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Morgan Stanley.
And they're all great entities. I'm just trying to understand how they work together, or do you go to each one in different scenarios?
So Sergio
Thank
has
you.
it out BFM is good. It's in the middle of all of it as a financial advisor, and then it's putting the group together and leading the charge.
Sergio, you're recognized.
Good morning, everyone. So, board member, to answer your question, the 6 firms will work as a team, basically. You'll have your senior managing underwriters, which co-seniors in this case, which will be the primary, I would say, forward-facing firms to the market. The co-managers serve to support the transaction when you go to sell bonds. In this case, we're talking about selling close to $1 billion worth of bonds. So we think you have a team of 6 very strong firms that can support this transaction. Whether the market is stable or choppy, we think these firms will work together to move your transaction forward, as Sandy said. Does that answer your question?
Yes, and how is their compensation based?
Their compensation is called an underwriter spread, and it's based on it's negotiated. We did request pricing within the RFP. However, we did not look at pricing in considering the firms. We really wanted to base it on experience and capabilities. We didn't want anyone to undercut pricing, because what we've seen in our experience, at PFM as your financial advisor, is if you ask for low prices, sometimes you get poor execution. And we're really talking about a significant volume of bonds here, $1 billion. So we want high execution. We did, as I mentioned, solicit pricing. Pricing was anywhere between $2 per bond to up to about $3.50 per bond. So what does that equate to in real dollars for the agency? It's about $2.5 to $3.5 million is what the underwriting team will be paid, the full team, all 6 firms.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any final discussions? All in favor say A.
A.
Aye.
Aye.
Is it A or I? Is it A or I?
It's aye.
It's I. Okay. Opposed say nay.
Think of the Pirates.
Okay, aye. Motion passes. That's the end of our regular agenda. So now I will recognize Mr. Garcia to present the executive director's report.
Aye, Madam Chair. Yes, on the procurement side, Madam Chair, I'm always pleased to share positive news and developments with you and the board. And today I would like to express my satisfaction with our procurement and our engineering staff regarding their ongoing efforts to reach out to new contractors and urge them to participate in GMX procurements. As a board, you have consistently emphasized the importance of attracting new contractors to compete for GMX projects, and our staff is taking deliberate and proactive steps to expand outreach, communicate upcoming opportunities, and to encourage new firms to participate in our GMX bidding process. As we have seen today, in 4 separate operations procurements, the winning bids were submitted by companies that are new to doing business with GMX as prime contractors. This outcome reflects both the board's clear policy, direction, and staff's commitment to fostering a more competitive and inclusive procurement environment at this agency. We are encouraged by this progress, and we will continue our outreach efforts to ensure that GMX remains accessible, competitive, and attractive to a broad range of qualified firms. So thank you to our engineering and procurement teams. On the travel side, as you know, I recently traveled to the Team Florida annual meeting in Orlando with our Chief Operating Officer, who serves with me on the board of directors, and with our communications officer, Randy Grice, who's in the audience here today. This was a great opportunity for me to meet with representatives of our sister toll agencies and with other transportation partners. The participation of GMX in these events ensures that we remain aligned with statewide tolling priorities and gives us access to best practices, legislative insights, and emerging technologies. At that meeting, the board of directors, I was also elected treasurer of Team Florida. So I thank my fellow Team Florida board members for their confidence in me. During the annual meeting, Randy Grice, our communications manager, joined a panel of public information officers from CFX, the Central Florida Expressway, THIA, the Tampa Hillsborough Expressway Agency, and the Turnpike. Each one of them made presentations to attendees on their respective agencies, and I think I have a copy of those presentations in your package. In addition, our COO, Claudio Diaferia, and our chief engineer, Andres Bericiartu, just returned yesterday from the FTBA conference that was held in Orlando. The FTBA is the Florida Transportation Builders Association. The FTBA is a trade association for the transportation construction industry. It's primarily road and bridge builders, suppliers, engineers, and related professionals. The FTBA conference brings together contractors, suppliers, consultants, FDOT staff, and other stakeholders from across the state. It's a powerful opportunity to meet current and potential partners, clients, and industry peers. And we wanted to make sure that our agency was there to learn, to build relationships, and to enhance the visibility and impact of GMX in the industry. And like Randy, Andres Periciartu also made a presentation to the FTBA board on mostly on our upcoming 5-year work program and construction projects. And finally, Madam Chair, I'd like to introduce new hires that we have in the agency. I'd like to start with our new procurement manager, Jose Hidalgo, who I know is in the audience. Jose, would you stand up? Mr. Hidalgo is our procurement and contracts manager. He recently joined the agency, came to us from Broward County. We have a new senior accountant. I'm not sure if he's in the audience. I don't see him here. Christopher Cabrera. And a new IT analyst who I don't see, Guo Con Ye. Both of them recently joined GMX. And finally, Madam Chair, we do have a new employee. He's been here with the agency for 12 years as a consultant. He's been an in-house consultant, Martin Arteaga. We decided to bring him into the GMX family as after 12 years. He's a great employee, and we're happy to have him join us. And that is it for the executive director's report.
Thank you, Mr. Hersey, and welcome to all the new employees. And I'm sure the board can also agree that the caliber of professionals that starting with Mr. Garcia all the way down, we are really doing a really good job. So we appreciate all the efforts and professionalism you brought to the agency.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Next on the agenda, we have informational items. No board action is required. The only item this month is the GMX procurement report. Are there any questions or discussions on this item from the board? Board Member Cancio, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to ask our CFO if there were any updates regarding the decrease in revenue that we were investigating from the last meeting. Thank you.
Things have improved. We think we got to the bottom of what's happening with the delays and the shift of SunPass to toll by plate, and we're monitoring them. And also the delay in collection, we're monitoring them. As I said, progressively, it's getting better. And the fact that registration hold now is now 3,000, it's also something that's positive that's going to show that we're going to be able to catch up. Because for a little while in the first quarter, there was that big dip. It appeared. So when we looked into it and you asked us to put together a task force, so the executive director did it, and we're working on it. There's a report that's going to come out to you, highlighting the results of what we've found out and how we can see that they're catching up already and progress is being done. As a matter of fact, the dip is reduced from Q1 and Q2. That's the only change, and we see that it's happening, and we have that communication directly with all parties that are involved.
You mentioned 3,000. What 3,000? What title holds?
The registration hold was at 5,000, and then now it's at 3,000. So the probability of getting more money is higher because of the lower threshold. So all that together, it's not just one thing. We're monitoring all the different things.
When you say 3,000, what, $3,000?
Yes.
So if you've accumulated more than $3,000, then you have a registration hold on your account.
Thank you.
And through the chair, board member Cancio, we did at the conclusion of our last board meeting 2 months ago, we did form, as the board requested, a working group to look into this. Since then, we have all met with our sister tolling agencies, both one-on-one as a group and at these conferences. And what we've seen is this is not a GMX issue. It's really a statewide and it's a nationwide thing. And there's been a trend now for users to start using to prefer using video instead of getting the Sun Pass, despite the savings that they could have. But we're drilling down on these numbers to try to find out exactly what the issue is, and we're preparing a report for the board. I know that the THEA was also given the same assignment from their board. They're completing, I think, this week, their report, and we're all sharing information. And by the next board meeting, we'll have a report for this board.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, final announcements. The next governing board meeting will take place on April 9th, 2026 at 9 a.m. Board members, are there any other questions, announcements, staff direction, or final comments before we adjourn? Hearing no additional comments, I adjourn this meeting at 9:37 a.m. Thank you, board members. The meeting is adjourned.